Signal, it is a physical quantity which varies. It may be based on time. So obviously, if you draw any signal, we always begin with, it is a default practice. We always begin with x-axis as time and y-axis as amplitude. So we are going to represent the signal in that fashion. Or theoretically, the statement, same thing, whatever the graph we are going to draw as a signal, x-axis as t and y-axis as v. So how you are going to define that graphical presentation? It is nothing but what? It is a physical quantity that varies with time. Sometimes it may be other quantity like frequency we are going to use in a frequency graph. So x-axis will be f and y-axis will be something. It may be voltage, or it may be power, or it may be amplitude, or it may be any kind of quantity. That quantity varies with time or space or any other independent variable. So it is not only the t and f, it may be anything. Or it may be only one variable, or it may be multiple variables. So here a signal is defined as any quantity that varies with time, space, or any other independent variable or variable. Then mathematically, how we are going to describe this definition? So a signal as a function of one or more independent variables. So the theoretical is nothing but what? It is a variable thing. So how we are going to define this variable thing, this statement in mathematics? Obviously a function that depends on one or more variables. For an example, it is illustrated in this equation 1.1.1. So it is S1. Let me say a signal is there labeled as S1 sample, which varies with the time. S1 which varies with time. So we are going to use parenthesis S1 of t function, which is equal to the quantity. How the variation is there with respect to time t. So it is a 5 times of t. 5 t. This example. So how we can define a signal? A signal S1 of t, it is depend on t. How? It is 5 times of t. Similarly, another signal, if you observe S2 of t, means another signal S2 is there, which is also depend on t variable, single variable. And how it is dependent? It is 20 times of square of t. 20 times of square of t. These are some examples how we are going to mathematically describe how a signal is. Now, it may be, as above example, it may be two variables, x and y. So suppose go for this one. Another example, consider a function that is x of x comma y. Means the signal s depends on two variables, nothing but more than one variable, x and y. How they are related, how they are dependent. 3x plus 2xy plus 10y squared. So once we derive that, once we analyze that signal, mathematically we can prove, yes, this is the equation for this signal. So if you go for the mathematical term itself, if you observe a sine wave, sinusoidal wave. Sinusoidal wave, what is the mathematical function for that one? It is sine t, cos t, like that. So this function describes a signal of two independent variable x and y. Sometimes what happens, a variable is going to depend on another variable. That kind of possibilities are there in the signal. X maybe depend on some another thing. So mathematically when you go through, you can write s of xy is equal to s1 of x plus s2 of y. So what this term is going to tell. So here a function is depend on another function. That function is depend on some variable. So these are some examples how we can describe what is a signal theoretically and mathematically. Next, the classification of signals, how they are classified. Now go for here we are going to discuss about continuous time and discrete time signals. What is this continuous time signal? Or sometimes it is generally known as analog signal. Continuous time. It is going to vary with time. Analog signal or continuous time signal are defined for every value of time, and they taken on values in the continuous interval a comma b. So if you want to study a signal, obviously we are going to have a limit. What is the left side limit and what is right side limit? So within the limit, if we observe a signal, that limit is a comma b. A may be minus infinity or b can be infinity. You can take any interval. Okay, just generally we have it is a t varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So that is a continuous. Okay, continuous signal. In that duration, if we observe that signal, it has value on every time. It has a value for each time slot. Yes, it is continuously varying with time. Continuously varying with time. So that is the example what we are going to observe. So here it is. This is continuous signal. So you can observe here what is the, if we say it is a 0 and if we say it is the time t, and here it is a t varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. If you observe, let me say it is t by 3 minus t by 3. What is the value? You are going to say it is something 0 voltage, 0 amplitude at between minus t by something. Okay, something. So you are going to say yes, there is a value, sir. What about next time? Yes, there is a value, sir. What is next time? Yes, there is a value. Continuously it is going to give the value. Yes, for each time there is a value. This type of signal is going to be called as continuous or analog time signal. For example, it is, we can define, okay, what I said previously, it is the sine of x or cos of x. Let me say it is the example, it is the x1 of t. X1 is the signal. Let me say this one is x1 of t, and it is the signal, how it is defined, described. Mathematically it is cos pi t. Where another signal you may define. Another signal, another example, it is x2 of t, which may be described as exponential value of magnitude of t minus of magnitude of t. So this is the signal how we can describe mathematically. Okay. Next, we go for what is the discrete time signal, or sometimes we may generally call as digital signal, are defined for specific value of time. Here, values will be available on selected time, not continuous time, selected time, and they need not be equidistant. Whatever the value we are going to choose, let me say it is 0 time, t by 2 time, t by 4 time, t by 6 times, t by 8 times. So what you are fetching the values of signal at what duration? At equal distance. Equal distance. What is that distance? 1 by 2. For every 1 by 2, you are fetching, you are asking what is the value. Okay. So that is what we are going to call. So equidistant. If we choose the value at an equal distance, then it is going to be called as equidistance, or randomly we can choose. Okay, I want a value, what is it at time t by 2. I want a value of the signal at t by 3. I want a value of the signal at t by t square. So here, whatever may be the value, okay, randomly we can choose value. So we are going to call this one, they need not be equidistant, but usually what happens in the digital era, we are going to have equally spaced intervals. Equally spaced intervals. Okay, so that is the habit of the engineers. They are going to choose the signals. They are going to design. They are going to get a digital signal. Okay, at particular equal distance, equally spaced intervals. As an example, it is x of t. Once again, x is a signal which is depend on t, not for continuous value of t. It is a selected value of t. So selected value we are going to say it is n. Okay, x of tn is equal to, it is some example, it is exponential value of minus of magnitude of t at that time, at that interval n. Here n may be varies from equally spaced, as I told, equally spaced. So that is what is this space? It may be 0, plus or minus 1, or plus minus free.
Papa.
Oh. So here you can observe the signal. Above it is continuous and below it is discrete signal. Continuous means it is going to give the values over the time. But what about this discrete signal? It is going to give the values not over the time. It is going to give the values only on selected time. When n equal to 1, when n is minus 1. When n is 0 and when n is 2 and when n is minus 2. So therefore equidistant, equally spaced intervals. Okay. So here this is the thing about digital signal. One classification: continuous time and discrete time. Another classification: continuous valued and discrete value. What is this continuous value? If a signal takes all possible values on a finite or infinite range, it is said to be continuous value signal. So let me say between the duration in this example from the year. So this is the graph taken from over annual sunspot numbers. It is from ranging. Some example, let me say it is from year 1770 to 1790. Okay. So how you are fetching the values? How you are fetching the values? It is randomly or only selected? Okay, equally distance. How you are selecting the value? Okay, you may choose 1770 July, 1770 means the month, continuous every month, for 2 months, for 3 months. How you are choosing? Okay, so that type of selection of values is also one type of classification of a signal. So what this continuous value is going to tell? If a signal takes all possible values, maximum, okay, you are going to choose a value, but how you want all possible values within that finite or infinite. Means a comma b, maybe here it is a finite, okay, because we know the thing. What is the limit? It is from year to another year. It is a finite example. Infinite means what? It is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so all possible values. If you are it is possible to take, then that type of signal is going to be called as continuous valued signal. What is this discrete valued signal? If a signal takes on values from a finite set of possible values, finite set of possible values is going to be called as discrete valued signal. Obviously, you maybe get a confusion that what is this continuous value? Continuous value nothing, but we are not going to set any level here. Okay, between that duration, it may take any value. Okay, let me say from 0 to pi. Okay, you just choose. You can check here. The maximum range is this y-axis is divided into 100 number and 200 number. Here once again we have the subdivision. Let me say it is 0 to 20. Okay, 0 to 20 it is, and 0 to 40. Then okay, it is 0 to 40. It is 60, and I think it is 80. Okay, so what are the values it has taken? You can check here. It is at particular time period it is 100, for another time period it is 80, for another time period it is just above 60, and here it is near for 40, and it is just below 40. And what about this one? This one is nearly 10, and what about this point? It is nearly 20. So is there any particular level or continuous? There is no particular level. It is going to fetch all possible values. Okay, from 0 to whatever will be the maximum amplitude it is going to give. So that type of signal is going to be called as continuous. What about this discrete? Discrete value nothing, but you are going to set a level. Okay, you are going to get, even though if you are going to give at particular 0 and 0.5, so it is not going to give 0.5 value. Okay, and if it is there, it is going to give selected level. Okay, it may go for round up or round down, like what we are going to do in the mathematics. 0.5, how we are going to round up this one or round down this one. 0.5 will be round down to 0 and round up to 1. So likewise, if you are going to take any value on a particular time period, this discrete valued signal is going to give, okay, amplitude of selected level. Amplitude of selected level, that they are going to call that one as a finite set of possible values. But here there is no finite set. It may give that amplitude immediately. Okay, actually, if you go for this one, if I said only 20, only 40, only 60, 80, these are what? Discrete finite sets. What about here in the continuous? It is going to give any value. Okay, so this is called finite value as well as it is possible value between continuous valued and discrete valued signals. The third classification is deterministic versus random signal. What is this deterministic? By observing this graph, you may have an idea which type of signal it is and which type of signal it is. So if you go for this second diagram, between the duration of A comma B, for every A comma B duration, it is just repeating. It is just repeating. What about this signal? First one, here, between the duration 0 to 0.1, between the finite interval A comma B, for every A comma B, is it the same? No. It is not only particular A comma B, 0 to 0.1. Within 0 to 0.1, you can observe how the signal is. Okay. So what are these type of signals are known as? Any signal that can be uniquely described by an explicit mathematical expression or a table of data or well-defined rules is called deterministic signal. So this second graph is going to be called as a deterministic signal because it has explicit mathematical expression. So here, as you observe, between 0 to 0.2, between the interval 0, A comma B, and this interval is going to be continued for all A comma B equally distance, okay, interval. Hence, we can easily write what is the mathematical equation for this second type of signal. Hence, we are going to call, or we can create a table for this one. Okay, we can create a table which is well defined. This is well defined by seeing of this one. You can observe here at a particular interval it has a 0.5. At a particular interval it has just 11 or something. Okay, it has known value. You can easily write what is x of t. X of t equal to this equation. But if it is not possible to write a mathematical expression for that signal, then it is going to be called as random signal. It is very, very difficult to write its mathematical description. Then that type of signal is going to be called as random. We can't analyze what happens in the signal. At what time, what is the amplitude? We can't analyze that type of signal. Any signal that either cannot be described by an explicit mathematical expression or too complicated to practical use, it is called as random signal. Otherwise, if it is possible, okay, but for practical use, it is going to be called as deterministic signal. So these are classifications, and another one. Let me say another one is that. Okay. So the fourth classification of signal, it is even and odd signal. So it may be explained with the graph itself. What is the even signal and odd signal? Let's signal x of t or x of n. The x of t is nothing but what? It is analog signal. What is x of n? It is digital signal. So what is means even and odd? You can apply these definitions for both analog and digital signal. So in the analog format, what is the even signal? So even signal, it is nothing but this analog signal x of t is equal to x of minus t. X of t is equal to x of minus t. So if you observe the amplitudes, obviously by seeing this graph, you can analyze if x of t is x of minus t. Let me say it is 1 amplitude time t and it is minus 1. Now you can observe what is the amplitude value here. Obviously x of 1 is what? X of minus. Okay. Similarly, you can observe at this 0.5. What is the value of x of 0.5? When this is equal to x of minus 0.5. Similarly here, if you go for the digital signal, x of n is equal to x of minus n. So it is, you can observe here. What is the value at 0? X of 0 is x of minus 0. Okay, that is x of 0 is equal to x of 0. What about x of 1? Yes, x of 1 amplitude is equal to x of minus 1 amplitude. That is, we are going to mathematically derive this type of mathematical expression for this one is what? X of n is equal to x of minus 1. Similarly, at x of 3, it is x of minus 3. So, in general, we can write x of n is equal to x of minus 1. This condition, if it is met, or this type of signal are going to be known as even signal. What is this odd signal? With respect to analog, with respect to digital. So what is this odd signal? Odd signal is going to derive x of minus t is equal to minus of x of t. So for this analog signal, let me say amplitude time t1 time t minus 1. What is the time t? Let me say it is amplitude is v at 1. What is the amplitude? Highest amplitude it is going to reach, it is v. What about at minus 1? It may, let me say it is minus v. Now, what is the mathematical equation for this type of signal? It is x of minus t. What is this? Let me say t is 1. So, if t is 1, what is this LHS becomes? It is x of minus 1 is equal to minus of x of t. Yes or no? It is minus of x of t. So, x of 1 is what? X of 1 is v. So, minus of v. What about this one? It is also minus v. So, both are same. Similarly, x of for digital signal, let me say the amplitude is minus v and plus v. So what is the x of 1? What is x of minus 1? Let me see. X of minus n. If I say n equal to 1, if I say n is equal to 1, so this term becomes what? X of minus 1 is equal to minus of x4. Minus of x of 1. Yes, it is. Minus v is equal to plus v. Sorry, minus v is equal to minus v. Okay. By seeing this signal, means these are called as odd signal is nothing but what? Reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal to each other. So this is the classification of signals. One is continuous, discrete, continuous value, discrete value, deterministic, random, even and odd signal. Now, if you come to this digital signal processing system, we are going to have analog signal, means whatever the complete process is there. Okay, it is purely on analog signal, analog time. But here our system is going to work based on digital signals. So here whatever I am talking, if you go for our communication only, okay. So from my end, I'm go on talking. So my signal is what? It is an analog signal. Okay, here I am talking and you are listening. And what is the type of signal you are receiving in your earphone? It is once again analog. What I am sending, what I am talking, what my mic is receiving, generating a signal, it is analog time. So what is the complete process? As per our, we all are using digital equipment. You may be using laptop, or you may be using desktop, or you may be using mobile phone to have this online class. Okay. So how the process is happening with these type of analog signals? Maybe at transmitter end as well as receiver end. So if the transmitter and the receiver are using digital signals, the transaction is using digital signals, then the system is going to be called as digital signal processing system. What are the things are involved here? Here, the first stage is going to convert what? Analog to digital converter. At the receiver end, we need to convert digital to analog. Okay, in the middle, we have to perform all these digital signal processing concepts. Okay, so this is the complete. Means what I am talking, it is going to be received by the mic. Mic is going to send the signal to this mobile phone or laptop. Okay, transmitter, trace, analog to digital conversion will be there. The processing will be done. Okay, after the processing, the signal will be sent on the channel. From the channel, receiver is going to receive the signal through antenna. Then your mobile or your laptop is going to perform digital signal to analog signal, and those analog signals are sent to your speaker. Okay, so this is the system what we are going to have. So this is about today's introduction of digital signal processing. Okay, so as this syllabus is going to talk about digital signals, and here we are going to concentrate on the complete syllabus is going to concentrate on Fourier transform. Okay, it is purely mathematics and it is Fourier transform we are going to use. Okay, so once I begin with the model number 1, you come to know how the complete syllabus is going to begin from first day itself, from first concept itself. It's purely Fourier transform. Okay. So students, up to now what we can observe here. So in the team itself, we have download attendance list. So immediately we are going to get the attendance list for today's session. And if you want to know how the attendance sheet will be, if you want to know how the attendance sheet will be,